Hey guys, half a day. So, for those of you guys that didn't join me earlier when we were doing, or at least trying to do some gig work, we're back home and we're going to wait a couple of hours and then hopefully get back out there for the dinner shift and get much better results. Until then, I just wanted to do a little crafting. So, hopefully, you guys will join me and let's get creative. Growing up, Fanta, I think when I was younger, my more popular drink to drink would be the orange Fanta and then the grape. But as an adult, I love the pineapple one. Um, let's get creative. Why don't I see it? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Bear with me a moment. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. Um, but what are we going to make today? As if you didn't see the thumbnail, I am going to attempt to make an acrylic skin. What is an acrylic skin? Well, it is utilizing, different colors of acrylic paint and a little bit of silicone oil, and with just a little bit mixture in there. I'm hoping to as it dries, it's a very thin film, and basically you can create different things from the skin, and mostly what I created from the skin, and it's been more than 2 years since I've since I've done that, but I've made jewelry. If I can get these all out again. I've made jewelry out of them mostly. Let's see if I can find these. But the acrylic skin, so that was just one of them. This was another. And this was another one. So I use so many different colors to make the acrylic skin. I'm just going to leave these out just in case more people pop in and want to know. Hey, Ma. Hello again. Thank you for joining me again. I don't know if you saw the short that I made from the live that I did earlier with my hubby, but I don't know if you were still watching at the time, but that almost accident, yeah, I made a short out of it. Because I probably, I know, not probably, but I overreacted a little bit, but still, especially when I see that it's happening. But there's another color scheme that I used. Oh, this is another one that I like. All my necklaces are just kind of tangled, so trying to get them detangled so I can show them. But this is another one. When you beeped the horn and I, oh no. Oh, yeah, I mean, my heart was racing for sure. And my husband was just, having fun, doing his thing. And then, but he noticed that car, he made that comment about right before they wanted to join us in our lane while we were still there, telling them to pick a lane. You would pit him? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Hmm. Um, oh, I guess I must not be on my. Hey, babe, share the link on that, um, on the family chat that you're on. And let me turn off this fan real quick. Nope, that's the light. Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna get some small cups out. Like I said, it's been more than 2 years. Some people should not drive. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, as we were passing them, you know, the person was just like waving, like, sorry. But, so yeah. But anyways, it's been a while since I've made acrylic skin. So I might be a little rusty, but we're just trying to have some fun. But I'm probably going to, if you guys probably can't see it, but I've got my little thing right here. Let me just bring this down a little bit more. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to turn that fan back on. It's warm in here. Ugh. I guess I'm just going to have to keep this bottle right here to keep the paper from flying up. And you right here. And let me see if I can point this down a little bit more. You up. Okay. There we go. How's that? Thanks, Ma. All right, a little bit more to the right. Okay, so I am probably going to, let me just push some of these paints back. But I'm probably going to make, huh? Look at it from the side so they can see my mess. See the mess? Oh, okay. All right, let's do it this way then. I don't have a setup to be able to, you guys see my mess. Don't pay attention to that. Just trying to get my phone holder to work with me a little bit. There we go. But did you understand what I said about putting the link into the family text? Yeah. Except for, see what happens, it's too top heavy when I do that. Man, work with me here. It's not gargantuan. I need something to hold it. I need something to keep the weight down on this side. There we go. Bingo, bango. There we go. Is that better? Yeah. Can we see? Can see. And you're out of here. Huh? No. Let's be nice now. Okay, so I got my sheet ready. Now the question is what colors to use. Definitely going to have white in there.
Did you say you wanted the fan on?
Yes, I want it on because as soon as I turned it off, it got hot in here.
You want to turn the AC up then?
Yes, please. So we're gonna have white. Let's have red. No. Let's do purple. We got purple. Let's keep it some bright colors. We're gonna have purple, let's have yellow. So this is navy and true blue. Let's see. Let's stick with true blue. I mean, it's okay to have a dark color in there. So we'll have that. Uh-oh. Fan is trying to kick it up. Kick the paper up. All right. Now I'm not going to use a whole lot since I am not making a big, massive acrylic skin. Let's get coral in the mix. All right, so yeah. All right, so we've got true blue. Then we have lavender. Like I said, I'm not pouring a whole lot of paint in these cups because I'm not making white. Dry paint. Probably going to use more white than the other colors though. Then we've got lemon. And coral. So I have a lot more brighter colors and then one dark color. So it's just going to be a question of how I'm going to lay it out. And if I want to use my sticks to help get the paint onto the paper. And right now, all I'm using is wax paper. And in the past, what I would have is kind of like a cookie sheet, one of the foil ones you can throw away after you're done using it. But so now I just have a double layer of wax paper and some paper towel underneath it, since I'm not doing a thick, heavy acrylic skin. But question is, and then we're gonna put just a little bit of this in there, of the silicone oil. And what this does, I mean, with these Fluid Art ready to pour acrylic skin, I believe it already has stuff inside of it. That's the reason why I started going with these. It makes them easier to work with. You know, they're more fluid. But whenever making the acrylic skin, I just found these better to use. So what this does is that it can help create cells, or kind of like the cells are kind of like the bubbles that you would see. So like in this case, that way the top layer created the cells that you can see the paint that was underneath. So that's what the silicone oil can help create. So I'm definitely gonna put like a drop or two into the blue. And then sometimes, but I'm not gonna do it in this case, so we're gonna see how it comes out. But sometimes you can use resin. If you have the resin that's already mixed, and not the two-part like this, you can make a very small amount of resin to pour into these, because then it helps with that sheen, I guess. I don't have too much experience with acrylic skin. Like I said, I've only done it a few times, and it's been quite a while. So let's just put, because that's a very small amount of paint in there. So I am just going to put 3 drops, really small drops of acrylic oil in that one. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow, but I'm probably just going to put like 1. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put 2 in the coral color. And I'm going to do 2 in the white. And 1 in the purple. I need more of my sticks. Where'd my sticks go? Just saw more sticks. Where'd those sticks go? What did I do with those sticks? Not in there. Aha. All right. You want to try and make sure that silicone oil gets nice and incorporated into the paint. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot in there. I do have only one video on my channel so far of making, look how bright that is. Lemon, I mean, this is called lemon, the lemon citrus color. But look how bright that is. Man, it almost looks fluorescent. But as I was trying to say, I only have one video under the album for crafting. I mean, although I've done a couple of lives, well, one, I think so far. This is the second live doing craft work. And probably what I'm going to end up doing is just putting one more drop into each cup. Because I do want to make sure that I get good cells going on. We got the white. And then we got the coral. So like I said, I mean, you can always add resin, but I only have the 2-part resin to the mix because it helps get that nice sheen that you'll see once the acrylic skin dries. But that also gives you a smaller window in reference to, because once you put together a 2-part resin, over time it's going to harden. All right, so let's just put just one more drop. One. I didn't put any more in the yellow because I kind of want to leave more of the yellow as a kind of as a base. Coral. I just got that reference. Coral. I probably shouldn't do the resin crafting. I decorated a lot of cakes in my day and I tend to eat the colors. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't want that. Coral. Here's coral. Okay, so question is, do I want to lay the paint this way? So when I put it down, I'll take the stick, I'll take it, and then I'm going to smear it this way. So then that way I take my smear stick and I will drag it across this way. Or do I want my smears to go this way? Because then the colors will for sure overlap. So what I'm going to do then, since I have enough space to do that, let me back you guys up. Back it up, back it up. Give me some room here. Give me some room. All right, so what I think I'm going to do then is I'm going to do both. I'm going to have one set going this way, horizontal. I'm sorry, vertical. Going vertical, and then the other set will be going horizontal, and then we will see how it comes out. Okay. Let's give it a try. So This will be the horizontal. I probably don't have enough. Shoot. Nope. I said I didn't want to put a lot but I probably still need to put just a little bit more than that if I'm going to create. Stay. So now I'm going to have to add more acrylic. I meant the oil. Coral. All right, and a little bit more of you. All right, horizontal first. Lavender. Oops, doggone it. Making a mess already, Melissa. Come on. But we're here to have fun. It's going to be small acrylic skin. There's really no rhyme or reason to the, what colors you want to, in the order that you drop it. All right, and then all we do is just smear it. And let's see. Yep, the blue for sure. Overpowering in reference to this part. But can you guys see the magic happening already? Probably don't want to smear it too much more, but can you guys see the magic happening already? Can you see the cells? The cells forming right here? And then sometimes, how did I get paint on me? Sometimes if you add a little flame, did you see that? Now look at the cells. Can you guys see the cells forming? Look at that. Space, the final frontier. But look at all the cells there. Beautiful. Oh man. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, for the next layer, and I think I'm going to leave it horizontal. It worked out a lot better, but I think I'm still going to create 1 cup. How did I get paint on me? I think I'm going to use 1 cup, and let's use the red. Then I'm not going to add any. I'm not going to add any of the acrylic oil. So that will be the base. All right, so we'll start with yellow. Let's do the purple again. Let's get that blue over here. And let's get the red. Vivid red. What? Oop. Coral. One more layer of red. One more layer. Why not? It looks like my layout is starting to curve, but that's okay. Okay. All right. Let's see how this one's going to turn out. All right, and so you can already see the cells forming. You can already see the cells forming. So you got some really big ones, but when I take the lighter to it, see how it's starting to spread? Because that's part of the silicone oil that is helping to give it that effect. But when you, now watch, because there's the first layer that we did. Look at all the cells. Now these are the ones that are forming naturally on the second one that we're doing, but watch what happens when you add heat to it. Now you're starting to get all these tiny cells forming. Children, of course, there should be no children watching this because not made for kids. Look at all those gorgeous cells. Man. I see a lot of good spots. I mean, especially the ones where you can see the red coming out really good. And then look at the first one again. And then look at them side by side. Can't wait to work with these. That'll be the follow-up video on what to do with the acrylic skin. Look at that. Both sets using the same color scheme, but look how different they came out. Using the same 6 colors, with the exception, I'm sorry, of the red. I didn't use the red on that one, but still. That's one of the things that I like about making acrylic skins, because you never know how they're going to form. And especially as you're spreading them out, whether you just go in a straight line, I like to wiggle it up and down to create a waviness to it. But again, it also just depends on how thick you're making your lines as you pour the acrylic down onto your paper. But look again, look at all those cells forming. Get really close. Ah. How did I get paint on me? Man. But basically, I mean, this does take a while to dry. I won't be able to play around with this until tomorrow at the earliest. But basically what I would do from here is I would take these little gems, and I do have different shapes. I've got the round, I've got a heart, I've got oval, both the small and the large. And basically all I do with these is I would go through and I would just lay it down. I would just lay it down and see how it looks. And if it's, you know, where I like it, then I just add a little bit of glue to the spot, lay it down. And then that's going to have to dry as well. But like I said, that's going to be a follow-up video on what I do with acrylic skin. But sometimes also what I do is when I'm making resin pieces, like if I wanted to, if I was, when I would use the mold for this, which I have the, where'd it go? I have the small version of it, of my paperweight holder. But what I would do is I would lay some resin in the mold. Then I would take the acrylic skin and I would lay it in there. After the resin has dried a little bit, I would put this in there, pour more resin on top to, you know, to seal it basically. So then this would almost act like a magnifying glass for the acrylic skin that I'll put inside. So I think I might end up doing that to one of the larger pieces, is put that in one of my resin molds. And let me see if I can, what I do with it. Or I can even put it in my mermaid tail. In my mermaid tail one, I'll just lay the acrylic skin. I'll put a very thin layer of acrylic in there. I mean, acrylic resin in there. Put the skin on top of it. Try to mush it in there and then put more resin on top to help seal it in there. That would be another option. This one. This is just the smaller version of my paperweight mold. I haven't found my large one yet, but I would put a little bit of resin there. I would take a piece of the acrylic skin, lay it on top, and then put more resin on top of that. So it'll create a nice little mini dome, just like what I showed you. But this is the larger one. I need to find the mold for this one. A lot of it is still in storage, but I can't wait to work with this. But basically all that's going to happen is once this dries and using the wax paper, I mean, some spots I'm probably going to lose out on, because if you make it too thin, when you try to peel this off, you're going to lose some of the paint. So the areas that has just you don't want it too thick. If you're making jewelry pieces, you don't want it too thick. But if you're just going to put it in a mold or something like that, and then that's okay if it is a little bit on the thick side. But otherwise, like I said, I really like when I added the red to the mix. I really like what it created right here with the red, the coral, all the colors. The only thing I don't really see in the mix is the white, except for right here. And right here and right there. So you just never know. When, I created, using what, 6 colors for this skin, and the only one that I did not put the acrylic oil in was the red. So you never know how it's going to form, with the cells and stuff like that, what colors is going to be exposed. So that's why it's unique. You can create some unique pieces. Like I said, whether you're going to make jewelry, work with resin and, create other type of pieces. So much versatility. And sometimes, this happens for those that do the acrylic pour. Like if I had a canvas right here, because I've done the round ones, I've done the square ones, and depending on how I'm doing it, you get the dirty pour where all the colors are basically just put into the cup. You pour it on top of your piece, let the cup go, and however the paint spreads out, and as it's dripping down onto the paper, sometimes that right there, without intentionally creating acrylic skin, that's what you're doing. But a lot of the times I like adding, though, the acrylic oil to it, because again, that's what helps to create these cells. What do you guys think? You guys like that? Whoop. Don't drop my phone into the paint. One more look. What do you guys think of that? Oh, am I blocking it? Let's get a little bit closer. Thank you. Can you see working with this though, Ma? Creating anything from these acrylic skins? Like I said, some of these edges here are going to be really, and if I really wanted to, I can even just cut it out, because the wax paper, you know, it is very thin anyways. And I did create a thin layer for the acrylic skin. So if I really wanted to, without having to worry about peeling it, I could simply just trim around it and then work from there. Especially if my intention is not to make jewelry pieces. The only reason why it's better to have, you know, a thin layer to work with, because most of the time the jewelry pieces, at least for me, it's gonna sit. It's gonna sit in, what do they call it? A cabochon. It's gonna sit in something like this. You know, the backing to it. But yeah. So these are some from previous work that I've done. So this one here, as you can tell, if you don't use the acrylic oil, it doesn't really create that cell look, but I still like the smearing. And then that one. And then this one. Now this is where this one has cells inside of it. Because if you make the skin too thick, because I've done that, when you try to put these pieces together with the top and the bottom, sometimes the glass, the top piece, won't fit as well as it should. And then this one. This one here, you can kind of see a little bit, but not as much in reference to any cells in there. I mean, I don't think I have any finished pieces on working with the resin. I mean, I've made them, but I don't, they're in storage. They are in storage, in a storage box somewhere in here. So, but still, either way, and I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is not the jewelry. I think I'm going to attempt, because that's one thing I haven't done, was taking the acrylic skin and putting it on my mermaid tail. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do with this acrylic skin right here. And then I'm going to take this portion right here, and I'm going to put it into this mold. Now, I mean, like, if with these type of molds, because it's like this, you know, if I undo it, basically the resin has to pour into the sides and stuff like that. This one won't be as easy, with the exception of maybe cutting out just small enough piece just to fit onto this part. So that way, as you're looking at the bowl, as your trinket bowl, that's all you're seeing in the inside is going to be the acrylic skin. So I think I might try that for this one, because I think, yeah, there'll be enough there'll be enough left for me to work with the heart on this one. And making the round one for this one. And there's definitely enough to work with. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. Maybe the smaller one. Yeah. I've got my smaller mermaid tail. Oh, there you go. So I'd be able to sit it like that. So that's what I'll do when this completely dries, is I'm going to have a resin acrylic piece, mermaid tail, and then I'm going to make a heart-shaped resin trinket bowl with that piece and my mini paperweight with this one. Pretty cool. I like it. But like I said, you know, a lot more of the paint got up around the cups. I mean, I can probably make one more layer over here. I might as well, so that way I don't waste all the paint. So let's do one more layer. Let's back it up, back it up. Because it's going to be right here where this mermaid tail is. Move you guys back. You guys off that. Let's just scooch you up just a little bit. There you go. Alrighty then. All right. So I had the lavender as the top layer on this one. The lavender and the yellow. So, and I had the blue as the top layer on this one. So what should we have as a top layer? Should we start with the coral? Let's start with the coral. Let's see if I can show it. I'm right-handed, so come on. Let's just create a layer. All right, let's do white. Oh, that's how I'm getting paint on me, touching the wet parts. All right, so let's get a little bit of white on there. Let's get some red. Come on. No, I don't have a lot of red on there left in the cup. No, no more yellow. Come on. No more yellow. One more red. No more red? All right, Coral, back to you. I'm gonna make a long layer. Trying to use up the rest of the paints. And any more yellow? Oh, no. Mess up that side. It's okay, just a small mess up. All right. Let's go ahead and smear this. Hey, friend of Dashers and More. Thanks for popping in. I don't know how long you popped in ago, but hi. Just making some acrylic skins here. All right, first smear. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Oh, Coral definitely is overpowering all the colors here. All right, let's go back the other way. There we go. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Got even more paint on me. But that's what happens when you work with paint. But hold on, because there's more. I just hope I don't get paint on my phone. All right, let's see if I can get this position just right. Look carefully. The cells, some of the cells are already starting to form, but let's add more magic to that. For sure, you don't want to leave the heat on there too long, but look at that. Can you see more of the cells forming now? Because you're working with wax paper that's under here, so you definitely don't want to put too much heat to it. So I think for this one, I think for this guy right here, I think this one now is going to be big enough for me to work with my mermaid tail. Just big enough. It's just going to be just big enough. But there you go. Acrylic skin. And like I said, it's going to take a minimum of 24 hours. I mean, maybe not even that long, but you definitely don't want this to even be a little bit wet when you're working with, what do you call that? I mean, especially if I were going to make jewelry pieces, I don't want it to be wet because I'm going to add glue to it. But there you go. These two, I use the same 6 colors on these 2 skins, but look at the difference. That's why I like making acrylic skins, because of how different they can come out. On out of there. Let's not drop it in the paint that's down here. But one more time, take a look at that. 3 different ones. These 2 using the top and the bottom, using the same paint color scheme. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I was gonna do for now, was just to make the acrylic skin. But be on the lookout for, the follow-up live stream on what are we gonna do with it. But and in reference to my next live stream, if you're not already aware, Monday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're in Texas, it's going to be at 11 a.m. And I am going to do another live stream before we head out to work. But it's going to be another fun one. I like to work with a program that's called Lyrics into Song. And I've been using this program to help me come up with different music for my videos. So it's not just the same songs you guys are hearing all the time, but I'm just wanting y'all's assistance on coming up with the lyrics. So hopefully you guys will join me again Monday morning, and let's get creative and make some music together. But until then, y'all stay safe, have fun, enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you guys on the next video, live stream, whatever I put out there. I do hope that you'll join me or watch. But until then, adios for now. Bye. Thanks, Ma, for joining. Bye, everybody.